Homework has been proven to be the leading cause of stress for many students. More than 80% of students reported at least one stress-related symptom in the past month. This is well over half the students that have reported that they have been stressed because of homework. Parents that have to deal with work are very stressed, and the fact that younger children are having to deal with this is overwhelming. Stress from homework causes these students to not only be overwhelmed and anxious, but also causes some physical impacts such as migraines, ulcers, and other stomach problems. Researchers have found that students in high-achieving communities who spend too much time on homework experience more stress, along with several other health-related problems. Stress causes students to worry sometimes about the things that they should not be concerned with. Statistics show that nearly 70% of students were always often stressed over homework. With being stressed, students are worried about not being able to complete all of their work, leading them to rush through it and not put as much thought in it as they possibly could. With rushing through it, there's a greater probability that they will not complete or finish the equation or sentence, causing them to get a poor grade on the assignments. These grades would eventually add up, causing them to have a low grade in the class, then making them stressed and worried to get up with the fear of possibly getting in trouble.
Alienation from society is also another factor caused by too much homework. This is when people are separated from others in social groups and made fun of or laughed at for being too concerned with doing their homework. The society we live in is very stereotypical and places people into cliques or groups. These groups are like jocks, nerds, and preps. With having too much homework, the ones that get it all done early, spend most of their free time doing it, are mostly labeled as nerds. Once you've been labeled as a nerd, it is very degrading when you are treated a lot differently than you would normally. This results with alienation to society because you are made fun of and laughed at just for doing your homework and finishing everything like you should. Being made fun of could result to student self-harm or depression, along with several other serious disorders. Being excluded, students feel as if they are doing something wrong or as if they have a fault, although they are doing what they are assigned. This causes students to either stop doing homework like they have been forcing them into a different crowd or society of people.
When I first moved to Lexington, I decided to join the cheerleading team here at Henry Clay. My practices would start late, around 7 p.m., and go until 10 p.m. or later, every night of the week. This was very stressful because I would come home and it would be so late already, but then having to do homework on top of it, it's very time-consuming, along with showering and making sure I eat dinner. Yes, I have time when I get home from school around 3:30 till practice starts, but after being at school all day and up late and all night, before I'm tired and most of the time end up falling asleep. Although this is counterproductive, I am exhausted from the long day and in need of rest. The rest helps me get through my practice and the ability to do my homework.
Time is also a major factor with homework. Studies have shown that higher school level students are averaging at around 3 to 4 hours of homework a night. With already having to wake up early and go to school for 7 hours, coming home and doing 3 or more hours of the same thing in your own time is very difficult for most students to do. Like Riley said, having to go to school, then home, then extracurricular activities, and then back home just to do more work is very time consuming and is difficult for everyone to balance. As kids grow older and they are pounded with more and more homework, it is understood that the higher grade level you are, the more challenging classes are supposed to be. But if the homework level is also increasing, it is going to take longer and longer to finish your work for all of those classes.